Hey, welcome to Book Mob Ep 28. Today I've got a special episode for you guys. I spoke to a young reader, Beckett Daly, who happens to be my son. I spoke to him about what he likes to read, why he has not spent more time reading. I'm trying to find out what was the reason. Is the competing issues with TikTok, with YouTube, with his own personal enterprises. He loves to make videos, and he plays guitar, and he's got school. So I was just wondering, because I noticed that his reading had subsided over the last year or two. So I just wanted to understand where he was in reading, and we went past. We both discussed what he had been reading in the past and his history of reading, I guess. And I saw that he loved graphic novels, and I also saw that a lot of young readers are attracted to visual books that are released, written in, designed for, I guess, the TikTok generation, where it's visuals that are colorful, impactful, and text is limited. And I was, basically I wanted to find out from Beckett if he ever thinks that he will transition his joy of graphic type text and perhaps try and focus on narrative text where there is no pictures or limited visuals for the reader to consume. Anyway, it was a great talk, and he did say that perhaps in the future he will try and find more text-based books to enjoy. But anyway, here's the great talk I had with Beckett, and please enjoy it, and hopefully you'll stay through the entire conversation and get an idea of what maybe your kids and your children are looking to read. Thanks for the time. Enjoy. Let's go to the videotape. Hey, welcome to Book Mob. And here I got Beckett Daly. We're going to be talking about what kids have been reading, what kids like to read, and obviously what kids don't like to read. Beckett, tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Beckett Daly, and I enjoy coding, and every now and then I like to read, and I'm still learning to read more full text books, and I'm most usually reading comic books and mangas or novels.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
And so what is the majority of your non-school time taken up with doing?
I actually like to get online, and I've been getting more into VR, like virtual reality.
Okay.
And it's a way that I can connect with people like around the world, because I've actually made a few friends, and we just like hang out in this game called Gorilla Tag. Every now and then we just talk to each other, and that's mostly what I do.
Can I ask you, do any of your friends or people you meet online, do any of them talk about books?
Yeah, sometimes they do.
They do?
Every now and then we talk about like novels that we've read, but it's not that often, because usually we're just talking about what's happening in the game.
Yeah.
And but every now and then something comes up with it.
So what do you reckon are the competing factors for your free time to pick up a book and read? Like, you're obviously making decisions not to read because you're doing what?
Usually I'm choosing not to read either because I'm doing filmmaking, because I actually enjoy editing my own videos.
Yeah.
Every now and then. It's
You
just
can
a
shout
hobby.
out your channel, mate.
That's fine. It's fine.
Okay. I'm an old man. What do I know?
I just do filmmaking for fun, like just short things that I make every now and then in the game that I was playing.
Yeah.
And what was the question again?
Are you still doing Minecraft?
Every now and then I'm playing Minecraft. I'm not playing it as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But it's Minecraft.
Okay.
It's a game that you play like every month and just totally destroy the game and then like leave it for a long time.
Okay, so when you're on VR, what are we talking about? What kind of games are you playing on VR, and who are you, mixing with, talking with?
Who am I talking with? And okay, so on VR, usually I'm playing like either single player games or multiplayer games. I mostly play multiplayer games because they usually have more like features to talk to people, and I enjoy like meeting people around the world.
Oh,
And
good.
just seeing what it's like around others. And one of the major factors that we talk about, like
Yeah.
big things,
Yeah.
is time.
Yeah.
Like thinking about how it's weird, because me and this other kid were talking about how it's weird how for him he's having breakfast and I'm gonna have dinner soon.
Oh, okay, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. So what I want to know is, when you during the holidays, when you're with me and your older brother, I tend to make you, I wouldn't say the word force, but I ask you to read for 40 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Is that hard for you?
No, it's not hard. I can just take 40 minutes on my day to
Oh,
read.
okay.
And it is actually pretty nice. I
Yeah.
do thank you for it, because I do need to read 40 minutes a day, like just to get my mind going.
Yeah. Now, I guess I want to ask you is when you read one of the things I know about Beckett is when he was younger, what age,
Yeah.
what do you reckon,
I think
9?
9, yeah.
He read a lot of the Dogman
Dogman.
series. This is just 4 of them. And I remember he got a lot of joy when I got him these books. He got a lot of joy from sitting down and reading
Yeah.
like almost in 1 or 2 sittings.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you, if you look at it now, what is it about it
Yeah.
that you enjoyed? Like, what is it about it that made you want to read them when I said, hey, I got a new Dogman?
Well, can I just
Yeah,
say
yeah,
this
for
now?
sure, yeah.
So, as you can see, I enjoyed like the bright colors because I was a bit young, and the idea of just being able to have a story that's easy to understand, because I'm more of a visual person,
Oh,
and
okay.
seeing things visually makes like my mind go,
Yeah.
and like understand. Oh, this is what's happening. So I'm not more of a person that can follow instructions from like a writing. So if someone just had a comic strip of what they were gonna do, I could understand it.
Yeah.
And that's why it made it appealing to read Dogman, because I was into stories and all that, but I didn't want to like. I heard from you and Mum that
Yeah.
I shouldn't be like
No, that's
watching
okay.
too much TV and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Okay.
So being able to have a story that was like not TV and
Yeah.
a book
Yeah.
was better, and it being visual at the same time.
Okay, so when you opened Dogman, when you first got a new edition, were you excited?
Yeah, I was excited because I knew that it was very repetitive for the first part, because it always
Yep.
repeated this one story.
Oh, okay,
and each
yeah.
time they would have like a little difference in their art style, and that's why I liked seeing what was going to happen next with the art style and change. Say what's it called?
The narrative or the
yeah,
story?
the narrative, because
Yeah.
you could actually tell that the writers are getting older with you, the reader.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, they're not getting too old with you. I'm growing like faster than the book. It's
Yeah.
because I don't read them as much anymore.
Yeah,
So-
okay, because that's what. And the point is, so you were like 9, I think,
Yeah,
when
9.
you read those. Yeah. Now the next question is, I got you a number. This is just one of them.
Yeah.
A number of Minecraft books, and I was never sure if you actually used the practical. Like, did you ever read them and go, yeah, I'll do that, or
Kind of. It was kind of because in the game when it was very early.
yeah,
For the people that do play Minecraft, it was at the point where 1.8 PvP. So for the people that understand, we'll
Yeah.
just know.
yeah, that's
But,
fine. Yeah.
It's when the game's core mechanic showed you what to make, and there was just like a screen that you could just click on what to make.
Okay,
And
yeah.
sometimes you wouldn't need this, but my brother, he would like making it from scratch and without using that.
Yeah.
So he would actually use these more than me. But every now and then, since I was interested in like what my brother was doing, because I was like looking up to him.
Yeah, that's
obviously,
good. Yeah.
I read some of the parts of this book, and I didn't take in all the knowledge and put them into Minecraft, because most of the stuff I already knew.
Yeah.
And I did learn some stuff, and this was from this other book that you don't have here today. It's a newer version of.
You know what
this.
it's called?
I don't know what it's called. Sorry, but
So it's just Minecraft, but it's up to date
yeah, it's
with
more
what's
up to
going
date.
on now.
Yeah, but it was like a creative one, because I
Oh,
played a
okay,
lot of
yeah.
creative mode. I didn't play
Yeah.
as much survival because it was very. I'm not that good at gaming.
Okay,
That's-
so hold on. That's a good thing to tell the people. There's 2 different,
Oh, game modes.
game modes.
I'm just gonna put this back. So there's 2
So
different.
hold
types
on,
of
before you go on, is this a survivor or
survival.
Okay, yeah.
Survival. You can just tell if you play the game. It's just
Yeah.
a bit like you just know.
Oh, okay.
So I can't really explain.
Because I
that.
haven't played it, so I wouldn't know. And just before we finish with
Oh, that
I
book I
don't.
did
Do you
read.
remember when we got this?
Yes, I do remember that. This one I actually did read a lot because I was interested in what each block did. Because
Yeah.
I remember this working on a red book. I
It's a
remember,
good book, I think.
Yeah, it was a good one. I read
Yeah.
it a lot because each like time I would go to bed, I would just like bring it up and open a random page and just look
Oh,
at
okay.
glass, say.
Yeah.
Because I would just look at random blocks that were on there.
So
I went to
before I say, is this a how-to book?
No, it isn't a how-to book. It's like how do you say it?
Encyclopedia?
Encyclopedia
Oh,
on
okay, yeah.
every single block in the game. So there's a
okay.
lot. There's way more now.
Oh,
so it would
these
be
blocks.
bigger.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. So for
okay.
viewers that don't play Minecraft, each of this is a grass block. There's like how do you say it?
Encyclopedia?
Encyclopedia on each different block and how they work and how you can craft them or where you can find them if you can't craft them.
Okay, that's brilliant because
Yeah.
I never knew. Because don't forget, when I got this view, I got it
Yeah.
purely because it was Minecraft. I had no idea why I was getting it.
It just knows Minecraft.
Yeah, and I knew you liked Minecraft, and
Yeah.
okay, I can't get that square in. I'll put it away later.
I had a lot of trouble putting the square back in the
Now-
book holder.
I remember buying this,
Mm-hmm.
The Last Kids on Earth and the Skeleton Road.
Yeah.
And I was quite surprised that you didn't like it. Oh, you didn't read it. You thought it was
I thought
because
it was
I bought it
not one
out of what is it called, out of series,
yeah, out of the series.
and I couldn't work out from this book what number this was. There was nowhere to tell that this was number 1 or number 3 or number 8, and that kind of frustrated me because when I got it, I just assumed it was the first one because it was the only time
Yeah.
I'd ever
'Cause,
seen this series.
I remember me and my brother, we watched the Netflix series, me and my brother.
Oh, you
watched
did
this.
you?
Yeah, we watched the
Oh,
Netflix
okay.
series. I think Jackson read that one, because he was a bit old and he was more into reading textbooks than I was. And I think I would read that now. Like, I would totally read
Oh,
that.
okay, you would.
Yeah, I would read that now.
I mean,
It's more
the only
confusing,
problem is,
yeah.
I mean, do you don't understand? Because I know it's a series.
Yeah?
There's nothing to indicate on the
Yeah.
cover what number it is or where it sits in the series. And I know it's not the first one because you guys knew.
Let me have a look at the back. There's something... Because
Yeah.
you can see on the back there's other books, but they don't
Okay, that
say
makes
the
sense.
other
Yeah,
books.
I never saw that.
But they don't say which numbers each one is.
Yeah, so
yeah.
it seems to me for kids who are reading and want to read series, particularly a series is exciting because it keeps you going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It seems strange they didn't put like a big 1.
Yeah, that would make
or a
sense.
2, you know.
I just want to factor on to a movie though. So Gravity Falls. Sorry, not Gravity.
Oh yeah,
Falls.
Gravity Falls. Oh no. yeah.
Different one. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
One of the best films ever.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have, like, this style of book could have had a Guardians of the Galaxy 1's like text title. It
I
just
agree.
seems like that one.
It just seems a shame.
Yeah.
And okay, the other thing, and if you notice that Beckett, so far we've gone through all these.
And then, I just want to put this out of the
Yeah.
video. This book, dude.
This one?
This
one?
Take this out. Don't put this in the video.
Why?
It's very, like, it's adult. It's like a bit lower than the dog film that we saw.
Oh, this is the Japanese.
Don't.
Remember,
don't
I
show
bought
that
you
one.
this book
Yeah.
from the Japanese bookstore,
Yeah.
Kinokuniya, but I actually got you the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't speak Japanese yet. He's
Don't-
learning the language.
But can you just take this out of the video? What I'm about to say,
Why?
like just this part, because this Chainsaw Man book is like very like graphic. Like,
No,
and stuff.
they won't worry about it
Okay.
because they won't know. But what's
No,
the
it's
guy?
more
What's the
that-
guy's name again?
Denji. Okay, the idea is
Something
the
called
story-
Chainsaw or something?
Chainsaw Man. The storyline is that he wants to get girls.
Okay. All right, we don't have to go into storyline.
Just skip
Now-
that part. It never happened.
Okay, I'm not sure if your brother read this or
Yeah.
you read this.
I don't think I read that. I don't even
Because
remember
this
the
was
book.
one of the first books I bought
Yeah.
Beckett
Yeah.
because I thought he was ready for full text. And perhaps I bought it too early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it also depends on your, not the fact that you, because I know you can read, it also depends on how it captures the imagination. And this one, well, he didn't read it. That's
Yeah.
okay. What about, can I show him this one?
Yeah, I actually didn't finish reading this one. I got started.
Hold on,
with it,
before I go
but I have
on,
a reason for it.
Is this manga?
Manga.
Manga.
Yeah.
Manga.
Manga. Me, Mum, and Jackson, we were watching Naruto, and we finished it all the way through, every filler. And what happens is that this is the like aftermath of the manga. Of the show. So this
Okay.
is what happens after it. So that's one of the reasons I didn't
So
read
what
it.
is this called?
Boruto Naruto Next Generation.
So you know about the
Yeah,
characters, you know.
we actually started watching this part.
So is this like a old or
The actual manga's pretty new.
yeah?
I think it's because right after Naruto was done, they needed a way to like get more money and financial. So they
to
made
extend the series,
yeah.
so to speak.
So it's like his son. But the thing is, I didn't want any spoilers to the show, so that's why I didn't didn't read
Okay.
the rest of Boruto. I would have read it if we finished the show, and then I would have read this. But the thing is, it was like bad time because we're watching
Okay,
it
so when you read this type of book,
Yeah.
where are you look? You basically in your head are you looking at the text, the picture, or the picture, the text?
Oh, I look at picture then text.
Oh, okay,
Because
yeah.
I'm very visual, so usually my mind actually perceives what the person's face is, then what you're
Oh,
saying.
okay, yeah, good.
So I'm like trying to do it as if I was watching a film. Like most of the times I'm reading like a novel or manga or like a comic. I
Yeah.
think if it was like actually animated. Because I can.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I have this weird thing like where I can actually think of things and see them if I wanted to. So I act like that.
Okay, now if you look at this particular cell, I think that's what it's called. See how they've got all these different text boxes?
Yeah.
How do you know
Oh.
who's
okay.
saying or what's saying?
Yeah. So one you can tell. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
One, you can tell who's saying what because of where the arrow's pointed to, and it's basically on context of what's happening. And if you go to the, where is it? The end of the book,
Yeah.
it tells you because if you're not, where is it? Usually they have this. Oh yeah, at the end of the book, well, the start of the book technically.
Yeah.
Well, no, end of the book. Because this is Japanese, so they tell you, oh yeah, we're Japanese, we read backwards,
Yeah.
and it's translated to English, so they show you how to
Okay.
read it correctly.
Oh, okay,
and
that's
you can
good.
tell you that 1, 2, 3, like
So you literally got to change your
Yeah.
usual reading habit if you're reading graphic novels in order to be able to do that.
yeah. So if you want to read a manga, you have to read backwards, and it shows you which ones you would read.
Now, okay, this is an Australian. Well, I know that Jay Christoph, he where is that book? He wrote a great. Yeah, that's right. Jay Christoph wrote this book, Empire of the Vampire,
Never
kind
read
of
it.
young adult sort of book. But then I found out that he was involved in this. This is a whole series, and I remember buying this because I really thought you guys would be into it.
I don't think I'd be into this.
Like,
type of
what
books.
what is it about it that doesn't
Okay.
interest you?
So, as a young reader, mostly what appeals to me is a short, easy to read thing that just gets the idea straight. And
Okay.
just seeing a thick book like this just like puts it away a bit. But I do have this one book that I read a long time ago in year 4 that I
Yeah.
enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
And it was like this thick. But the reason it was this thick is because they just made the text like really big.
Big, yeah.
And that was the first time I read a textbook. But I don't know what it was called. And that's like one of the reasons it puts me off because I was just
Okay, so
it's short reads.
even though the layout, the design of the book is obviously made for, it's not. It's made in such a way as to attract your attention, but that still didn't grab you.
Yeah, it just didn't grab me. Also,
Okay,
I'm not really into.
that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Show the camera.
Yeah,
That
I
was really
will.
cool.
I'll show the camera that one if I can find it again because I just lost it. Oh yeah,
There we go.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it's also because usually when you give me a book, I just have like a shift. What's it called? Like a brief.
Oh, yeah,
read
brief
of it,
review of it, yeah.
Review of it, just to look like what it's about. And I don't really like books that that are children based, but like try to make it really realistic. I'm more into cartoony style. Like that's. I know mangas aren't cartoon; they're animes, and
Yeah.
I watch anime, and I like cartoon or anime style. That's something simplistic, and that's probably because.
But the funny thing is, though, this is a series of books. I don't
Yeah.
know which number this is. The one, Gemini and Obsidio is the next one. I must admit, I'm tempted to read this.
Yeah.
But I reckon you'd like it. Not today, not now. Maybe in a year or two.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Now I just wanted to bring this up because. Do you know Magic the Gathering, the
Yeah,
game?
Magic the Gathering. My brother's obsessed with Magic the Gathering. He loves playing
Yeah.
this game. And here's a book of it. I don't touch this because he just usually reads it. And I just know don't touch my brother's stuff. So
Oh, okay.
I just
But
know-
again, it's well
Oh,
beautifully presented with text. What do you call it? Graphic novel
graphic novel.
style. And I guess I'm trying to get across that even though Beckett hasn't read a lot of text-based books. I'm hoping that through all these books, he'll eventually reach the stage where he enjoys text-based books.
I really want to talk about those books that come
Now,
out.
Over the summer break, I know
I
that
really like
this.
this one.
I mean, yeah. You talk about what do you think about this?
I thought this. Well, it's very heavy. I forgot.
Yeah.
This book is a bit like ahead of my age a little bit, but I think I can understand. Like, I understand most things that's happening inside The Walking Dead, and I've seen lots of like clips of the film online, just clips of it. Because
you haven't seen the series, obviously. Yeah.
No, I'm too young for that.
But you read this over the summer, didn't you? Did you finish it?
I haven't finished it. I'm still going.
Okay, I'm trying to find your page.
That was a while. It's a bit further ahead. I think.
Oh, okay. But you liked.
Yeah,
you
I
enjoyed
the
this series?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. This is one of my favorite like novels. Well, I'm gonna say books, but I'm just
Oh
gonna
yeah,
call it
graphic novel.
Graphic novel, because it actually is one of the stories that I can understand and it's like serious. Because I'm into reading novels, but most of the novels are like a bit childish. But then again, I do like cartoony. So it was just like kind of hard to understand like why I like this. I don't really know. It's just really good story because it's serious.
Yeah.
And it involves like life and death and all that. And I'm just thinking like, well, that's the world and that's how it works, life and death. But it's showing if it had a bunch of dead zombies that could kill you at any moment.
Yeah.
So it's kind of scary, like to read the next page flipping over, and that's why it gives me the sense of like enjoyment when I read it because I don't know I literally can't figure out what's going to happen next.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask you, are you doing any novels at school? Because you're in year 7.
Mm-hmm. There was this novel that we read called A Monster's Call, which was a textbook, but we like read it together as the class because I'm in year 7 now, so we're getting more into text and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying text reading a lot more because I'm learning a lot more how it works and like different words and what's called thesaurus.
Yeah, thesaurus, which
thesaurus.
shows you. Yeah, that's good.
Well, and we're looking at that a lot. So based on like what I'm learning, I can read better, like more novel books because I want to read the story, just I can't really understand it because the vocabulary. Is a bit higher.
Yeah, good. So in the next, it's almost the end of the first year of high school. A couple of months to go. Has the teacher said to you, we'll be reading this book or this play or this poem?
Not yet.
Nothing like that?
No.
Oh, okay. So you don't know what's coming up to be read?
No, but right now we are working on a thing where we write our own
character,
where we have to write in 250 words to 400 words. And the idea is you could definitely get a 250 word out in like an hour, but you're meant to use those 250 words really wisely and put everything you've got in that. So that's why it's a bit harder than like it seems, but it's like where you're meant to make a character show like it's the introduction of characters. That's pretty much what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
And we're trying to fit as much possible into 250 words.
All right, so one of the things that we did a lot, we used to go into town on our book Saturdays.
Yeah.
So we went to Kinokuniya, and I used to find that Beckett and with his brother and with other lots of young people, I would go and search my books, and these guys would pick a book from the shelf, and you'd sit down, and I would see like 10 or 15 kids reading books.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is the environment, the book environment, because all the kids look contented. They looked like they were excited to read the book.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember doing that?
I remember doing it. It was like one of my most fun memories, like going to Konikoya. Like you saying, oh, we're going to the book area.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to the bookstore. That's what you would say. And then I'd get excited. It's like a dog seeing the leash.
yeah, that's right. Well done.
And I would always be excited for like the trip there and then having the enjoyment of being there.
Yeah.
And just the idea of like going there and then after that we would get food with our book and we'd sometimes read through our book whilst we ate.
Yeah, that's good.
And, it was really nice, just a memory of like eating food and enjoying a book that's new. Because most of the times I would try to read more text because obviously I wanted to be like my brother. So I saw him reading text and I wanted to try it out.
That's right.
And I just couldn't understand the vocabulary.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that set me back for text. But then there's this one book that I did get, and I have a weird memory of it. It's like this monster book. They just had like a bunch of monsters in the front page. And I was like, oh, cool. So I just picked it up. And we were going to leave instantly, so I couldn't have a brief, so I just told you to get it. Yeah. And when we were there, it had like a really brief description about like what the monsters did and like how they survived. And I think I would read that book now because it actually seems really
Oh,
good.
okay. Well, that's good.
It's somewhere lost in this library.
Yeah, somewhere in here.
Yeah.
And the other thing I was going to say, you read quite a few of the, what do they call, the Treehouse books?
Oh yeah, those are really good.
Like he's got like the 35th floor or something, I don't know.
I don't read them as much now, but I remember.
Yeah,
reading
okay.
them a
Oh,
lot.
yeah, you don't now. But you enjoyed reading those books.
I really enjoyed. They were like closer to text, but the reason I enjoyed them was because the vocabulary was like simple.
Yeah.
But they gave a really funny story, and I liked the comedy of it.
Yeah.
And each time they would have like each book, you would understand that there's a new story, 13 stories to the what's called Treehouse.
Yeah.
And that's why I'd be excited because I was like, oh, what do they add to the next 13 stories? And at the start of every book, they'll be like, this is me, Andy, and this is like the other guy, and he's stupid, I'm smart, whatever. And then they'll like talk about every like single story of the treehouse they have.
Yeah.
And that's why I'd get excited because it just like was really creative.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed like figuring out what they're gonna add next, and like, oh, in today's book we're going to add blah blah blah. And they broke the fourth wall a lot, is where I start learning about fourth wall.
Yeah, okay.
Fourth
At
wall
school.
breaks.
Fourth wall, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember I enjoyed that because they're like, we're writing the book you're reading right now, writing it inside the book.
Yes,
because it showed them writing the book you're reading.
Yeah.
And it was like the words would like start moving towards their
Yeah,
computer.
that's right.
And I thought
I
that was
noticed
really
that.
cool.
Yeah, that's good. And also, I noticed that the author, I think it's Paul Jennings.
Yeah.
Is it Paul Jennings? I can't recall.
I don't know.
And he used to have little drawings on the sides.
Yeah.
That
like
are
doodles.
separate from this, just little drawings for the hell of
Oh,
it.
there was this one thing that they did in one of the short books. They did like literally short books. They made like tiny books like this big,
Yeah.
and they would have little flip books in the side corner
Yeah.
with like a number on the guys doing whatever.
Yeah.
And I would love just reading the story and getting excited for the end when I'm like just gonna flip it and watch the flip book go because it's usually related to the story or just some guy blowing up, I guess.
And what was that series that Jackson used to read
forgot the
about the
name.
young kid at
The
school?
Archer...
You know, he's at school. The Diary of a
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, you never got into them, did
I
you?
didn't like. I could read them now, but I just don't really like the story idea because I was just thinking it's just a wimpy kid. Like, why would I want to read about this kid that's just a sucky life?
And what was the other series that Jackson got into? He didn't finish the entire series, but he read
It was like the
6 or 7 of the books.
archery thing. I forgot the name.
About
of
an
it.
archer or something.
Yeah, it was some archer thing. And
we should remember the name of that.
Yeah.
Someone's Apprentice, the
yeah,
Archer's Apprentice.
Oh,
or...
yeah, that was it. Archer's Apprentice.
Oh, it was Archer's Apprentice, was it?
I'm pretty sure it's that
Oh,
one.
okay. Because he had about, I think, 11 books in the series, and Jackson read about the first 6 or 7.
Yeah,
But you were never into it.
I tried to get into it.
Oh, you did,
Because
did
I
you?
really wanted to, like, as I said before, I wanted to be like my brother, and I kept trying to read books. I just couldn't understand them.
Yeah.
And that's why I wasn't interested in most of them, because I'd read, like, the first words, and they're like, the archers getting ready to hit, like, their target or whatever. And I was
Yeah.
like, huh? The target? There's a target? And I was confused, so I just left the book. And my favorite thing to do, I don't know why, was I would look at the first word and the last word of the book and just said I read it.
Yeah, well, that's good. All right, I want to see. What do you think of this book, mate?
I've never seen it before. Just
Can
like,
you you tell people what you get? This is what are you going to read next?
I'm reading this next. What?
It's James Joyce Ulysses.
I'm confused.
No, I'm just telling you. I've been reading all my life. All right.
Yeah, you have, obviously.
I have yet to finish this book.
You haven't finished this book?
I've tried 5 times at least over the years.
Is it because it's too long or too, like, not entertaining?
You see, that's the problem. That's a good question. Is it entertaining? No, it's probably more of an exercise in language. So it's like if you know a lot about writing and a lot about books, which I thought I did, but when you read this, you go, no, I don't know enough, because it basically is about language and how it's used.
Oh,
and I was just giving it to you as a joke because I'm your dad and I've tried to read this book 5 times in my life, and I will read it one day.
Yeah, one day.
But not yet. I even bought a book on how to read that book. You ever heard of that?
No, I've never heard of
You ever
that.
heard of it? The book is so difficult to read. People have written books. How to read this book. So, all right.
That's
so,
fine. I do want to add
add
two more
anything you
stories.
want.
Okay. the book that you just showed me and you said you're challenging with.
Yep.
Imagine like when I was a 6-year-old looking at Jackson read these like big books.
Yeah.
Imagine every time I try to read one of those, it was just that book.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what it was.
No,
for
I
me.
get it.
And also, I have this another story, which was like a very demotivating thing to books that stopped me for like a week straight for not reading books. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I think the reason I can't read all these books is because I'm not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
So I just bought, I told you to buy these Five Nights at Freddy's books.
That's right. Yeah.
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 And because I was really into Five Nights at Freddy's because it was getting really popular like, with Markiplier, which is a famous YouTuber.
Yeah.
And I watched his videos on it, like watched all the game theory videos. And I remember being like, okay, I enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's, and I know that things I enjoy I'm usually good at doing.
Yeah.
So why can't I just read something that I enjoy? Because I liked FNAF, and when I started reading it, I just didn't understand a single word. Like, they literally just could have searched up the thesaurus.com and just put in the, and then changed it to any other word. They
Yeah.
couldn't make it simpler.
Okay.
So that's like set me back because like I enjoy it, but like I want to read about this, but I can't.
Yeah.
And I was like weird because I was like, it's like, am I going ahead of myself? And I was just confused on why I just couldn't understand. And then now I'm like, it's because I just didn't understand the vocabulary.
All right. So from our talk, obviously the majority of your
Yep.
enjoyment has come from graphic novels,
Yeah.
from novels with more image and less text. But then as you've gotten older, there's more text, less image. Do you think, is there any interest, do you have any desire to read purely text-based books now?
Yeah, I do have a desire to read one.
Okay.
There's like a few, Roald Dahl.
Yeah, Roald Dahl. Yeah,
Yeah, Roald Dahl.
he's
I
pretty
remember,
well known.
For English, you were reading just like parts of it, and I
Yeah.
really enjoyed those little parts, like subtle, just like hints to what he can write. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking of reading a Roald Dahl book. Is there images in there?
Some of
don't know.
some of them are released with what they call page illustrations. So you'll have one per chapter. You'll have one
Yeah.
picture,
Yeah.
but he writes in a way that Dahl is trying to get
Yeah.
stories to people, young people,
Yeah.
so that they enjoy them.
Yeah.
So hopefully, one thing I've always said is you can never force a young person to read.
Yeah.
They've got to come to it and they've got to want to do it in order to enjoy it. And I always started with, the reason I gave Beckett a lot of these visual books is because I knew that's what he enjoyed. And I guess I always hoped that he would work his way through. And I mean, you just said that you have some interest in reading Roald Dahl books. And I understand, there's VR, there's YouTube,
Yeah.
there's video games, and reading is, difficult it's not fun in the sense, but once you open a book, you'll get trapped into the fun.
Yeah.
Okay?
I remember there was this one time that I think I was in year 3. I was reading a textbook, and
Yeah.
it was just really simple text, and I don't know the name of it. I was just reading it, and I got so stuck into the book because I was actually really enjoying
Well,
the
that's
story.
good to hear, yeah.
I don't know what it was on. I just remember it happened.
Yeah.
And the bell rang. Everyone packed up, got ready, and I was still there reading at the end. And I forgot that the bell rang.
You know how rare that is? You know how good that is?
It felt so good
Yeah.
to be
When you're
reading.
locked into a narrative and a story and things are happening around, that's the ultimate goal of
Yeah.
any book.
And also, like you're saying that you're building me up and you said you wish, but technically, if I looked at... Well, I can't pick it up. It's under all of these.
I'll get it for you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
So, look at this very cartoony, amazing story, by the way. Cartoony book. And then, I'll probably read this, actually. This book. The difference between these two. Like, they're still both cartoony.
Yes.
This one doesn't have, not
Many-
every page.
Yeah, not every page is a visual. Yeah.
So I have grown up to, read more text than just illustrations. I'm slowly getting there.
Yeah, that's good. No, well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
All right, Beckett. Thanks for coming on Book Mob. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. I hope you had a good time. And
I had a good time, yeah.
hopefully everyone out there, if you want to read, you can start here.
Yeah.
You can go there.
And
Maybe
finish-
one day you'll go there.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Hopefully you guys are still here. Thanks for that. That was an excellent talk I had with Beckett about reading and books. And it sounds like he's going to try and attempt, or at least has some positive outlook about reading text-based books in the future, but we'll wait and see. Just so you know that in my time as a father, whenever I'm with my sons, I try to get them to read for a certain amount of time during the day. I've chosen the period of time of 40 minutes, and it has proven to be successful, and both my children enjoy the 40 minutes. And it's again one of those situations where what they don't know and you introduce them to, they discover, hey, this is fun, this is good, this is enjoyable, and it's a break from devices, it's a break from YouTube, it's a break from TikTok, and mostly it's a way for me to introduce my children into the beauties of literature. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you are interested, please leave a comment, like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated, and I'll see you on the next episode of A Book Mob. Thanks for watching.